Hello everyone, this is the second part of the xExchange video. I wanted to make this a bit earlier this week, but yeah, I didn't feel too good. And sorry for being so late. However, you had some questions and I will try to answer them. And I will also tell you which is the one part which I don't really like. And I don't remember it in the white paper. However, it is possible that it was written. Now, first of all, let's check the interface. Since then, I went through a couple of times the whole exchange interface. I think it's pretty clear. I think it looks nice. I think overall the team did a pretty good job, and I think it's pretty straightforward. How much energy you have, the rewards, when the locked max or the max which is locked for a certain period of time will be unlocked when you can transfer it and swap it, so on, so on. First of all, let's start with the questions, because you had some questions or some things which were unclear, so let's clear them out. Somebody asked me if they can keep their tokens as version 1, and the answer is yes. So when you log in or connect your wallet for the first time, here a message appears which says you should migrate your tokens. That doesn't mean that you convert your tokens from version 1 to version 2. It just means that you migrate them from MaiarHeroTag to xExchange. They will stay version 1 and they will transform, let's say, into XMEX, but that is version 1 token, meaning that it will unlock as it was stated before at the original time lock period. So if you have locked max which is unlocking next month or in 2 months or 3 months, then your migrated tokens will still unlock at that time. You cannot discharge them though, because only version 2 tokens can be discharged. We will get back to that later. Second question was, why cannot you choose the period for which you want to lock them? Now this is very simple. If you convert your locked max version 1 to version 2, then you cannot choose the period, because it will take your original locked period, which is maybe 1 month. Let's say it would unlock, the version 1 would unlock in 1 month. If you convert it to version 2, that will multiply by 4, meaning that it will unlock in 4 months and you will get energy point for the appropriate for that 4 months period. So for the next 4 months for which it will be locked, then you will also get the rewards for those 4 months. You cannot unlock it, meaning that you cannot discharge it. You can only discharge version 2 tokens. You can choose the locking period for your XMEX or locked max or whatever you want to call it, if you lock your MEX. Okay, MEX, which is the token which you can transfer, which you can swap for EGLD or USDC or whatever it is available on the Maiar HeroTag, which will also be listed on centralized exchanges. Okay, so if you want to have, I don't know, a batch of tokens locked for 1 year and another for 2 years and another for 3 years and 4 years, then you will need to lock MEX tokens manually, okay? Not the conversion from version 1 to version 2. That is a separate thing. Hope it's clear for everyone. If it's not, yeah, just leave a comment and we will go through this again. The third most asked question was about the farms, about the farming of MEX, locked MEX. So if you go here, we can see that there is no MEX locked MEX farm, meaning that you cannot or you don't need to lock MEX with locked MEX or XMEX anymore. Only by holding XMEX and holding it with energy, so it's charged, locked for a certain period of time, will already give you the rewards, which is coming from the network fees, from the discharge fees or discharge penalties, let's say, and that is all you need to do. So if you are holding it, you will be eligible for these fees, for these rewards, and you will also be eligible for meta staking. You don't need to lock any further your locked max or your XMEX. If it's locked and charged with energy points, then that is all you need to do. If you want to provide liquidity, you can do it, but it is MEX with EGLD, USDC with EGLD, RIDE with EGLD, and everything else which you can see here in the list. You cannot provide liquidity with LKMEX and EGLD, because LKMEX is not a separate token anymore. LKMEX or XMEX is staked MEX. Somebody commented that they lost a lot of XMEX, I mean 80%, the fee, by discharging the MEX without any warning and without any alert, let's say. And that is very risky, and the team should have just highlighted there that you can lose or you will lose your tokens if you discharge. Now, in order to check that, because I just don't think that it is possible that you just lose all your MEX or half of your MEX or 80% of it in one click, we will discharge this 1000 batch, and we will go through the process, let's say how the discharge works and how much MEX you will lose in one discharge. So as you can see, first of all, this batch would unlock in 2026, therefore it means that it is fully locked. And we can also see it here at the multiplier that this 1079 MEX batch is maximized. So at the discharge I should lose 80% if I want to discharge it. Now I will choose here maximum 100%, and it still doesn't says how much I will pay, so how much is the energy fee and how much I will receive. However, I can choose here whether I want to discharge it for 1 year or 2 years. I will lose 639 MEX, meaning that from 1000 I will receive only 440, let's say. If I discharge it with 2 years, I will lose less. So this must mean that if I choose this one, then I will have a 1 year locking period. So that will be the remaining locking period. And I will tell you why 1 year is the minimum in just a second. And this is one of the parts which I don't like that much. And if I choose that the remaining locking period to be 2 years, then obviously I will lose less, but it's still like 30%. Okay, so let's go forward with it. Here, I think it's pretty clear that from 1000, I will lose 364 and I will receive 733. I still need to check that I understand that my selected amount will be reduced. So it's pretty clear. I don't know what else needs to be said. And it says that confirm on Maiar. So it's not really one click lose because I still need to sign the transaction. And this should be pretty clear that by the time I am at the sign transaction, where I can still just return and decline, I will lose 30% of my MEX from the batch. So yeah, I don't think we need more alert than this one. Okay, transaction successful, and I should have now less MEX locked. And yes, the 1000 something MEX turned into 700, and as you can see now it unlocks in 2024. Therefore I will be able to swap it into EGLD or whatever I want in 2 years, not in 4 years. Now let's discuss the two things which I don't like, and I think it was a bit sneaky. However, I do understand it, and this is only to protect the other holders, right? And to make sure that people don't dump it whenever the market starts to rally. So as you can see, some of the batches, I mean 2 of them, cannot be discharged, okay? And that is because the charge cannot be decreased if locking period is below 360 epochs, so 360 days. Meaning that if you want to unlock your XMEX in the next 1 year, then you have to plan for it, okay? You cannot discharge it from one day to another. Therefore, you have to plan when do you think you want to sell it, if you want to sell it. I don't remember this in the white paper. It might be there, please point out if it is, but I don't remember them saying that you will not be able to discharge in the last 6 months, let's say. And I think this was pretty important. However, if you are in this game for the long term, it shouldn't be a concern of yours. Obviously, this is to protect the others, as I said. You know, nobody will be able to discharge it tomorrow or in 10 days or in 1 month. So if you want to sell it, then you have to schedule it like more than 1 year before. You have to take a pretty good bet when you think the MEX price will increase, and obviously act accordingly. Also keep in mind that this is not really the end of the world, right? So you will get the rewards for this last year. And if it unlocks and you wait and wait and wait and you decide that, yeah, you change your mind and you don't really want to sell them anymore, you can always lock them for another 1 year, because after this expires, after this XMEX 360 epochs expire, you will have MEX. You can do whatever you want with it, and since it will not be version 1 to version 2 conversion anymore, you can choose to lock them only 1 by 1 year, so you don't need to lock them for 4 years. Second thing, which is not too close to my heart, is the lack of an unmerge or split button. Now I'm gonna merge all these tokens, and I will just select, I will just select these 3, and I will say merge. Now, I hope you saw that 2 of them were unlocking in less than 1 year, and the first one was unlocking in 2 years. Let's see what will be the average unlocking period. In the meantime, I need to sign the transaction, which is 4 signatures, obviously, because we are talking about 3 batches plus the signature for them. We will wait for the transaction to process. Now, if I go into the locked part, then you can see that from the 6 batches which I have only 3, obviously, because I merged 3 of them. Now the locking period for them is 2023 November, and as you can see, it is the average lock time which I had for this 3. Therefore, this November 2023 is the average unlocking period. Now, let's go forward and discuss a bit about my XMEX and my energy multiplier. Because if you don't want to discharge and you want to benefit the whole rewards, the full rewards which is possible, then you can always increase your multiplier. And that is here. You just click on which batch you want to increase it, and you say click increase multiplier, and you have to confirm it on your phone. And as you can see, my energy multiplier jumped from 1.4 to 2.26. Obviously, you don't need to wait until everything expires. You can always further lock it. And if 1 or 2 years or even half a year expires from your locking period, and you really enjoy the rewards, and you said that, okay, I don't think that MEX is something which I want to send the next 4, 5, 6, 7 years, then you can always increase your multiplier by further locking your MEX. Last thing which I want to check is the price, because that is the interesting part. Now, people were saying or hoping that the MEX price will jump. However, it went down a further 13%, I think, and that is because many people, I think, sold their MEX or exchanged their locked MEX, or didn't buy any more MEX to lock the tokens. I saw that many people are very disappointed about this new strategy, about the new mechanism, about the new economics for the tokens. Therefore, I don't think that we will moon in the next couple of months, maybe years. However, as soon as we see some kind of a bottom, as soon as we see some real benefits to this MEX economy 2.0, then I am 100% sure that we will see some good gains on the MEX price. Therefore, you have to choose what you want. Do you believe that the MEX price will go up and you want to keep MEX unlocked in order to sell it whenever you want to? Or you think that the rewards are better, which are coming from the meta staking, which are coming from the discharge fees, so on, and those tokens prices will go much higher than MEX is, and you want to benefit from that. So yeah, tough decision. Obviously, everyone needs to decide for themselves, and maybe in one of the next videos, after I see the rewards, we can make some kind of a calculation with some projected all-time highs, which is more beneficiary. Thanks for watching. Press the subscribe button if you like the content, and see you in the next one. Take care.